Get out of here! You're a fucking thief, girl, and nobody wants you in this town.
Please, I just want to work. I haven't eaten in days.
I said nobody wants you here, girl. Like anybody would trust a thief to work for them. Oi, you get out of our town, you filthy little scav. What is wrong, child?
I'm so hungry, but no one will let me work for a meal. My sister hadn't eaten in almost a week, but if I didn't, she was gonna die. In Demacia, no one can redeem themselves.
Is that all, child? Here, take this bread. Let me tell you of an old story, forgotten by most Demacians, about a fallen angel named Morgana, who believes in redemption for all.
Even for someone like me?
Even for someone like you, child. Born the sister of Kale, during the chaos of the Rune Wars that devastated all of Runeterra, tearing scars across the landscape, from Velaran to Shurima. Her mother, Mihira, having completed her journey to the peak of Mount Targan, and been blessed by the Celestials, she would embody the aspect of justice. Her celestial powers began to overshadow her mortal personality and affections. She would often push the twin daughters into the arms of their father Kaleem, abandoning them to answer the call of battle in the still raging Rune Wars. Kaleem grew uncertain if his wife was still inside Mihira, and began to fear for his daughters' lives. Waiting for her to take some unknown battlefield once more, Kaleem scooped up the twin siblings and fled Targan across the Conqueror's Sea. Though their destination did not yet have a name, it would come to be known as the Kingdom of Demacia, a true haven from all things magic and persecution. It was here that the twin sisters would come into their own, growing as different from one another as day and night. The young, dark-haired Morgana, becoming troubled by the people's distrust of new arrivals, knowing what it was to be a refugee, began to wander the wilds, talking to wayward mages and others cast out for the dangers they might bring to the fledgling Demacia. At home, she only felt her father's heartbreak over having to leave Mihira, and grew to resent her mother for causing such pain to their family.
Demacia learned all the wrong lessons.
She feared that her and her sister Kale yet still carried some remnant of the Aspect's power inside them, and this fear would be confirmed when a great blade, weathered in shadow and starfire, fell from the heavens. As it pierced the ground, splitting in two, feathered wings burst forth from the girls' shoulders. Their father wept at the sight of them, even turning away as Morgana reached out to comfort him. Morgana resented her new gifts. That is, until the night their settlement was raided. Kaleem found himself surrounded as the fighting spread. In that moment, Morgana rushed to his side, shielding him and burning his attackers to ash. The twin sisters saved countless lives and were hailed as the winged protectors of Demacia. As Kale grew more extreme in her ideologies, so too did her followers. In the middle of the night, Kale's most loyal disciple, Ronus, took it upon himself to arrest Morgana. In an attempt to protect her repentant followers, she shackled Ronus with dark flame until he fell to the floor dead, the divine fire lighting the city ablaze. Kale swore to bring Ronus's killer to justice, and the two met in the night sky. Raising their blades, They battled across the heavens. The battle, however, ended as abruptly as it had started, as the sisters heard their father Kaleem scream out in pain. Howling in grief, Morgana hurled her half of their mother's sword at Kale and plunged to the surface like a meteorite intent on aiding their father. Cradling her father, she cursed their inheritance, for it caused this destruction around them. As Kale descended, Morgana demanded to know if the smiting of wicked mortals included Kaleem, whose crime was stealing them away from their mother. Kale gave no answer, as she soared into the heavens without looking back.
Once I had grace, now I have pain.
Morgana's wings became an insufferable reminder of her pain. She tried to cut them from her flesh, but could find no mortal blade strong enough. Instead, she bound them with iron chains, resolving to walk the world of mortals.
I would cut off my wings if there were steel strong enough. Wings bound and feet earthly tethered, I move against the false promises of order and justice.
All but forgotten as the winged protector, Morgana refuses to abandon those who would seek her aid. Bitter and betrayed, she bides her time hiding in the kingdom's shadows, helping its outcasts whenever possible, knowing that someday Kale will return to Runeterra. Morgana is ready and waiting to pass judgment upon her.
I will not forsake the land that shaped me, nor the mistakes.